For the most part, seeing bones out in the open triggers a fear in people. We understand that somebody has died in the spot, and that makes us kind of scared, obviously, right? But if your name is Sakurako Kujo, it's something that you're excited to see. Now, in this week's anime review, we are looking at Beautiful Bones, Sakurako's investigation. So let's get started. Life was dull for high school age Shotaro Tatewaki until he met Sakurako Kujo, an osteologist with a fascination for bones. Now every day is filled with bones, anywhere from animal to human bones. At first, this used to freak Shotaro out, as most people would. You're not used to seeing bones all over the place. But now he's used to it, since Sakurako's house is just filled with bones all over the place, so he gets used to it. But they also come across bones all the time out in the open, and this leads to the main conflict of the show, is we are constantly finding human bones. Now this is the main reason you'll be watching this anime, is because of the human bones, and we were interested in seeing how the human bones got to where they are and how the person died. Honestly, it's an investigation mystery type anime, and this is why you would watch the show. Luckily for us, Sakurako is an expert detective, and she's great at figuring out how people that just from looking at their bones, things like that. But this does lead to a problem that some people might have with this show, as most of the time the way we get the conclusions of the mystery is by Sakurako explaining it to us. Now this can be good and bad. It can be bad. We don't follow an investigation, we don't really find that many clues, and we don't really make our own conclusion. Most of the time it's impossible to actually figure out how the person died just from the things that you've been given in the show, but the evidence that you've gotten on the show. And I say most of the time, sometimes you can figure it out a little bit, but for the most part you can't. It's Sakurako that really does everything for us. She notices a bump on the bone or a missing part of the bone on the head or something like that, and that's how she gets her conclusion. And if you don't know much about bones or how they work, you wouldn't be able to figure it out. I wasn't able to figure out. I'm not into bones, so I think it's more of things where she explains it to us, and that can be annoying for some people, as you know, sometimes you want to be figuring out, you want to be going along with them. You're like, oh yeah, I got this, but she's so smart in the show that she never needs any help from anybody really, so you're never figuring out the investigation with her. She's figuring it out all by herself, and I don't know, some people might not like that. It could be good though if you're just wanting to sit back, watch somebody figure everything out by themselves, and well, if you want to just sit back and not have to think too hard about it, you just lay back, new episode and a new mystery, that everything's figured out by the main character, and you don't really have to think too much about it. But every episode is a new mystery of the week type thing, where we figure out we get a new case, basically. New case, as she's not officially a police person, but she finds new bones every week, and we get a new story to go through. So that's how the story revolves around this. That's how the show is. That's how every episode is. New thing, and they're not really connected. So there are only a couple episodes that are loosely connected for the overall main plot of the show, but for the most part it's just a new body of the week type thing. Now let's talk a little bit more about the main characters. First up is Shotaro. Like almost modern anime, unsurprisingly, he is boring. Not really that much that stands out to him. Weak, things like that. So you got your standard main male character. The real treat in this anime, the real character in this anime is Sakurako Kujo, and she's the most interesting part of the show. She's intelligent, mixed with in her intelligence mixed with a little bit that we know about her past. We get a little bit of her past shown here and there, mostly through the opening, but her love for bones and the fact that she shows little emotion or empathy to the people who have died makes her a really interesting character, as we don't really see many characters like her. Now let's talk art and music. This anime is made by Studio Troika, which the only other anime that I have seen that they've made is Aldohana Zero, and according to my anime list page, that's the only anime they've made, so that's pretty interesting. As a beginning studio, I think the art is really, really good. I like how colorful some scenes are, the cherry trees, everything like that. There definitely are a lot of dark scenes and a lot of depressing stuff happening in the anime, so those scenes are nicely dark, but even I think it was episode 3 or 4, in one specific case, the art is really, really nice. And I just like the art style in this anime. The characters are nicely drawn. You don't really see that many mistakes overall. Even far away from the screen, you really don't notice many mistakes. So I think this is a good job on the animation and on the art studio. I do have to mention the detective mode transformation sequence that they have, in which you see Sakurako with a bunch of animal bones. Now, while this scene is really nice and is colorful, over time it can get boring, as you've seen the same thing over every time. So it seems like the studio recognized this, and even by the second episode, they've already cut the time in half. Third episode, they bring it back, I think in full sequence, but they really don't bring it back that much. So that's not too bad, as it always happens during the most exciting part of the episode, and you kind of just want to get it over with. It's a transformation sequence just like a lot of anime characters have when they're powering up, basically, and they have that in this, but it can get a little boring. Luckily, they didn't overuse it, so it's not too big of a problem. The music isn't bad. I like the ending song a lot just because it was nice, calm, and peaceful. I like that. I have to say, I watched the opening every single time it came up, and I really do like how there is really no spoilery thing in the opening. I appreciate when openings don't have anything that spoils the anime. I understand why they would have the ending at the start of the anime, the opening, because they want to intrigue people, but luckily this anime opening doesn't have anything spoilery at the start, and it's nice, so I like it. In the end, I enjoyed this anime a lot. I enjoyed seeing how Sakurako figures out each murder was done. I also really liked the relationship between her and Shotaro. It was really fun. Even the fact that she calls him Shonen is pretty interesting. So everything about the characters, how they react, how they interact is pretty fun. Not too many other side characters, just 3 other side characters really, and they do their job nicely, so I enjoyed it. 2 of the stories were actually pretty emotional, and I had fun with them, so I liked that. This is more of an adult type anime, so there isn't much fan service, not much over-sexualization. It kept pretty serious, with a little bit of joking here and there, but most of the anime is not very happy, and so you should know that. Not overly happy, and not overly sexualized. The one problem that I did have with this show is that there really isn't a main plot, like I said. It only kicks in during like the last 2 or 3 episodes, so that can be annoying. And this is very much a type of thing you have to watch the manga, read the manga after to get the full thing, so that's kind of annoying. Anyway, if you're interested in watching this anime, go stream it over on Crunchyroll, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.